Hello, how are you? Oh, it's me, Gerald. How are you? I was just turning off the serve. Just firing down. I went for a little drive. I'm out at my favorite spot. One of my favorite spots, anyway, in the Great Northwest. It's still great, and we are still in the midst of this, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And it's starting to get to me a little bit. It's starting to get to me a lot. To tell you the truth, there's people getting in their car right there. Everybody's wearing masks. Nobody makes eye contact. If you do make eye contact, you can't sometimes often read what the eyes are saying. It's quite terrible. And it is as far from the world of performing art, that sacred space, as you can get. And I fear deeply, as I make this vid, where this is all going to end. If we lose the practice of collaborating and getting complicit, connecting, I don't know where that leaves us. Here's what I submit to you. We are getting comfortable wearing the mask. The mask is what we are becoming. Without connection, we're in danger of no longer being human, of going out into the world and connecting with one another as humans, of reading facial expressions, of catching subtext, of acknowledging one another as people, of being surprised at what we see in someone else's face, a recognition, an acknowledgement, a kindred spirit perhaps that we didn't see was there. I knew when I was on jury duty, there was a man across from me who wore a suit and tie, and his tie had blue spots on it, and I said, "I think your tie is quite lovely. I really like your spots." A lot. He didn't really respond to me, but I kept saying that because I really did think it was lovely. And he didn't want to talk to me because I had made a big thing of like, let's do some movement work together. Let's really try to create and connect. And he told me that he was a PE teacher and that he didn't go for this flippity-dippity, he said a bad word, art stuff. It turns out that the blue spots were actually the Seahawks logo that I'm not really familiar with. And he thought that was more evidence of me, like, again, being a bad word. So that didn't really work out in that case, but I was able to have that experience, and so was he. And we were both changed for it. I am now able to recognize, if I wish, which I don't really want to, and understand, like, okay, if you're wearing that emblem, I get it, okay, whatever. And he perhaps had some of his biases challenged a little bit, I don't know. In the end, we arrived at the same conclusion, at least in the case, so there's that. But you take away that experience, that essential human experience, we still have this urge to experience it somewhere, to connect to something. And I submit that by not connecting to one another as humans, we are finding outlets for this urge for meaning and purpose in nefarious things, in ideologies, in technology, in booze for a lot of us early on anyway, and, well, the toys and tools of animals in a cage. It's quite terrible. And it is as far from the world of performing art, that sacred space, as you can get. I am a performer, and it is my job my practice, my process to get up on stage and be, build, create, make. And there are no stages left. They are all disappearing. And there are no audiences. What are we doing? As I say this now, I'm watching the policy go against what it was before, but yet people just continue on, and I fear that this becomes life. I, for one, will not forget. I remember what it means to be complicit, to be collaborative, to connect. And I remember what that makes. My name is Gerald. We're going to be on jury duty together. And so it is with much effort that I pulled myself up out of my chair, said, "Daffodil, no. Not cuddle time, no. No daffodil, no." And I created a space for myself, as I have in the past, and I got to work. I told myself, I gave myself the offer of this, where we are. Let it out. Move as you will. Do as you wish. Do as it is. And this is what came out. I think it's quite striking. Very clear what I feel about it. And I think it's quite powerful. I think there's a lot of truth there. There's some anger. And it's also animalistic. It brings to mind monkeys to me. Quite clearly. I mean, like monkeys throwing shit at each other. And I think that's fitting because we really have entered this sort of monkey animal state where I would argue and submit, hey, if you take art and scrape art away from existence, are we really truly human anymore? Truly? If we throw away our creations, if we throw away the places that we create, what's left of us? We're animals in a cage. And so it is from this place of truth which I went to and created this movement here that I have decided to move ahead. And after I acknowledged this and witnessed it and let it be and exist, I started to feel a little bit better. A little bit, yeah, I did. Because I saw a way forward. And I saw something to offer to all of you. And to take back our space. To begin to dance, to sing, to laugh, to play. Sonic's still rocking good. So this is what I suggest off of this movement. How do we get these masks off our goddamn faces? What do we do? And it's from this movement piece that I suggest we head. Yes, stop and think about it. Instead of walking into a grocery store and seeing a bunch of masks on people's faces and going like, oh yeah, life is like a hospital where we're all waiting to die in our beds alone, imagine if you saw instead a sign that said, please put your hands in your pants. What's that mean? That sounds kind of weird, but also kind of fun. And then you realize that, oh, I get it. That's right. The monkey shit throw is a very clear signal. It is a signal, I mean, just look at it. It is a signal that clearly suggests, stay away from me. I.e., social distance. Now look at this other one that I did. I call this the fart gas pass. Again, this is very suggestive, a very clear signal. Now at the time, I was doing it to express my angst, my anger, my rage, my sadness, my rebellion against this path that we're on. The fart gas pass. A clear signal. Get away, i.e., social distance. Now, if instead of wearing masks into stores and out in the world, let's say we all understood these signals, and we do. I mean, these are clear animal signals. Evolutionarily, they are in our DNA, so we get them. We understand intuitively. It is clear. The body language is absolutely 100% certain, right? Instead of wearing masks, why don't we just adopt these two behaviors? We walk into a grocery store. We get to see each other face to face. We get to make connections as humans. And then we get to remind one another with a very clear, extremely clear, there's a person over there, I couldn't tell what they were doing, and then they were eating noodles. And again, I got to see that. Go, oh, okay, somebody's hungry having lunch. It's kind of beautiful. Through two panes of glass. Gerald, let's stick to the point. What I'm saying is, instead, if someone gets kind of close, you throw them a little fart gas pass. The sign in the grocery store says, please put your hand in your pants, and it's like, oh right, I'm supposed to do the monkey shit throw. Now we have clear signals to send one another, we still social distance, and we get rid of these masks. To me, it's a win-win all the way around. Here's the kicker. I've said it many times, and I don't deny it, and I'm not afraid to admit it, and I'm quite proud of it, and I don't see any shame in it, that as a performing artist, like, one of the things you get to do is create wonder, joy, beauty, love, wonder, did I say wonder? Wonder, joy, beauty, love, pleasure. Now you tell me which is more fun, walking into a grocery store and everybody's wearing masks and it looks like we're having surgery on ourselves, everyone giving each other lobotomies all at once, or walk in and seeing people doing the monkey shit throw, walk in and seeing people doing fart gas passing. I'm sorry, but that's just fun, okay? Like, that's fun. I mean, there's a reason monkeys do it, because it's fun, right? Like, what could be more fun than that? It's fun, alright? It's just fun. And even if you're like really angry because you're someone who takes this really serious, and so you're like, get away from me, you could angrily throw your poo and like let your anger out, and that's fun. And if you're like, oh, this is just fun, you could like throw it. People could pretend to get hit. Like, it's almost like a dance. Yes, we are slowly but surely taking steps to move to that place. I think it could be just delightful. Delightful. It's a way out. We need ways out, and I submit that it could work. And we could take it further. I mean, there's other behaviors that monkeys do that we could look to. I mean, my heart hurts for like young lovers who may have missed out on signals or cues, and like love at first sight has been lost. I know that a female chimpanzee, when she's in estrus, she will, her butt will get really red, and she'll stand on her head, say, hey boys, you know, here I am, or something to that effect, you know, however chimpanzees are, or, you know, I'm looking for my soulmate, or, you know, who's got a banana, I don't know, whatever they do. if a woman is in love or wants to send a clear signal to a male, she could just wear some red pants, and when he sees her, she could stand on her head. Think of how clear that signal is. And I believe that would kindle a love and the love flame way more than what we're seeing now. I think it's a good plan. I'm going to write some letters to various city officials, and I'm going to see how I can spread it. I'm not hopeful. But I'm just not hopeful, but I'm going to try. And I've already started doing it with some people, my neighbors. They already think I'm a little bit, they saw me doing my joy walk, and I guess I had my window open when I was practicing the orange one night, and apparently they thought that was strange, and they were weirded out. But whatever, I mean, hey, that's fine. I mean, at least we're connecting. I mean, their faces were like aghast, and they seemed scared and frightened. And they turned and went back into their house and locked their doors. But that was a moment. That's a real moment. And I got to see it and go, oh, they're scared and frightened. Clearly, this whole situation's getting the better of them, and seeing someone free and totally uninhibited is frightening. Next time, instead of doing the monkey shit throw, I'll do the fart gas pass, which is a little bit less suggestive. A fart gas kind of wafts out versus a shit throw is an actual wad of shit throwing. I wanted them to stay back a little bit because I was taking Daff out. We're still working on this adventure cat thing. It's not going well. Otherwise, I think I would have been very interested in being close. Anyway. It's a thing. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up now. Love to hear what you think. Thanks for watching these vids. We will sally forth. Because, after all, my name's Gerald Ptarmigan. Oh, I'm stumbling over my words. I've been talking too much. I gotta start moving more. Amen. My name is Gerald Ptarmigan. I'm 43 years old. I live in the Great Northwest.